You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics, with our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, Spicy Content Part 2, with our guest, Casey Webb. This is A Bit Too Much.
What do you remember, like off the top of your head, the hardest challenge? Like, was there a challenge where you were questioning afterwards if you even want to continue with this job?
So the very first one, but no, like in the beginning, like I said, like I had phoned it in a little bit, like, oh yeah, this can't be that hard. And then it was like, wow, this is a lot harder than I thought it was. And, you know, like I was just trying to hold on for dear life. I got this job. I'm an actor, you know, like I was of the assumption, like, if I don't keep this job, I'm going to lose this job. That's just the mentality. Like, I want to be a good worker. I want to do my job well. I want to do everything that I have to do, because like 1% of the acting population is working. It's either I'm doing this show or I'm going back to bartending and auditioning and doing whatever I'm doing. So there was a time when I wasn't really questioning anything. I was just like, okay, this is what I have to do for me. So there came a point when we were making hot stuff and like I'm in the kitchen, I'm like, these guys are using extract. Like this is actual poison. Like you could smash this on the ground and everyone would have to escape the kitchen. Very much
like be like inhaling it.
And it happened a couple of times while cooking, like, and it wasn't really for effect. The chef was just a little crazy, and he's like, and then it's like, dude, we have to leave. People, the camera guys are choking. They're wearing masks and choking. So
they're using. And so you're saying they're using like to
pure
make it
capsaicin, like just a tincture filled with pure heat, no flavor. It's a million Scoville units. Basically a drop of it. So It just, no matter what they cook, it ups the ante, right? So
capsaicin's another word I didn't know until like TikTok.
Right.
That's a word you did.
Yeah, it's just, it's not a, it's just like semolina. You don't know what it is until you turn onto it, right? So I was like, guys, if you want me to continue to do the show, like, because I was getting crushed, by how much heat was going into the thing. Like, I'm all about the fresh and the dried. Let's do it. Oh, this extract BS? It's like, no way. Like, there's no way. So I questioned that later on because I got scorched a few times. And then the other time was with something huge. And this had to do with time, not the amount. So we're in Montana, and it was like the old 96er, basically, like similar. It was steak, potatoes, like salad. It was just like, it looked amazing. And I was like, oh, I could totally do this. But the challenge was in an hour. You had to finish it in an hour. Nothing, if it doesn't happen in a half an hour, you're not finishing it. And it's like, so I'm sitting there after 30 minutes. I'm totally full. I'm like, there's 35 people behind me, bored to tears. And like, the clock is ticking. And it's like, we have to wait till the hour's finished. And I'm like, I just wanted a truck to drive through the thing and just kill me.
And like, know yourself from doing it enough that like,
at that point,
if how you've paced and how you're feeling, you're not going to do it.
It's not happening.
You can't tap out.
No, but like I realized, because of the sake of the camera and like timing, it was just like we started baseball signs, started having signs like, all right, I'm done. Like, it's time. Either like I need to walk away, for whatever reason, or this is over. Like, that would, so we established that. So a half an hour, everything was a half an hour. Mm-hmm. Which is like, I realized by doing a lot of the things we realize by doing it, right? Until we fail or we figure out through failure, which is a big part of my life. Right. A lot of my success came from huge failures, which is just part of it. And I totally appreciate that. Fail every day. Can't wait to fail again, you know? Yeah. So the other thing was it was the timing, and it was the heat stuff. And then what was the other one? I don't know. It became a point where I knew that, I had, from the beginning, I had to train for this stuff because I was taking it for granted, and then I actually hurt myself, not permanently, but like enough where it made an impact where I had to go like Rocky Balboa, underdog training into this thing. I didn't know what I was doing, and take it seriously and try to win. You had like the Mr. T one, like where he beat you and you had to come back and beat it. Yeah. Oh, what do you mean?
In Rocky 3.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
He gets beat by Clubber Lang. Yeah.
I'm thankful that because going into it all, I was like, am I going to win all these things? It's like, I'm not, thank God I'm not contractually obligated. Yeah. Because I don't mind losing. Like, it's okay. Like, what message is there? I can't tell you how many times there was a little kid in the audience and there's no way I'm finishing it. And I swear to God, it's like, Casey, you can do it. Some little fat kid. And then I finished the thing.
You're my hero.
You're my total hero. He's like, oh my God, it's me. It's like, you look at yourself and you're like hallucinating because all the salt and the meat or whatever you're eating, like, and like, that little cheer sends you over, you know. It's like, I'm like, yeah, I did it. And like, at the end of the day, it's an eating challenge. Like, come on, let's be honest. Like, it's not that. It's a little ridiculous. Hey,
now you want to speak up?
Come on. Someone's at the door.
Now I got something to say.
Come here. Don't worry about the door. So that has nothing to do with you. Guard dog. Look at him.
Let me tell you, that is a chill. That's a chill dog, though.
He's real mellow.
Yeah.
I gave him Dramamine. Right?
I'm picturing you like visiting sick kids in the hospital and they're just like, I just want you to eat 75 waffles. And you're like pointing to the kitchen.
I'm like, no.
Like Babe Ruth.
No. It's like, you ever see the Warner Brothers cartoon and there's the bulldog and the little dog, the big dog puts the little dog in a basket in front of people's homes, and the little dog goes in and steals all the food. And so Spike can eat it. And so Spike at the end, he's like, he keeps telling the little dog, don't forget the gravy. And it's so in my head watching Warner Bros. And then at the end, Spike is so fat, and the little dog's like, I didn't forget the gravy. And he has like a garbage can full of gravy going to the guy's mouth. Yes, that's what it felt like. But, you know, honestly, the takeaways from the show, like, I didn't think I was going to do it. There was a point where it was like, this is way too much. Like, I'm an actor. Like, I'd rather be doing something else. But then, you know, I was like, I have a job. I'm traveling. I'm thrusted into the food space, which is really cool. I get to travel the entire country, meet all these amazing people in kitchens, learning how to cook what they cooked. You know, a lot of just because everything I ever ate, I never traveled as a kid. We were in Jersey. We went to the beach, you know, like we went to Great Adventure, you know, like we didn't go very far, you know?
Yeah.
But living in New York City, it's like I ate everything from around the world in New York City, which is amazing. And then I get to travel around the country and then eat those things in those places around the country. It was like, are you kidding me? Like, if you watch a show, it's like I'm like a child.
Yeah.
And because I am, you know, and like that's...
No, as you're describing it to me, I'm like, that sounds like my dream.
Just it was like, incredible.
Sounds like a fun job.
The worst part of the job was the last hour of my workday was trying to eat something either huge or hot. And like, eventually I sucked it up because this is really what happened. This is real time, like in third season. And I was like, I don't know if I could do this anymore because it's like physically taxing. And it's like, and then someone said like, anytime a show, my show or any food travel show, anytime a show airs, that restaurant or that business has the opportunity to increase their business by 40, 60, 70%. Sure. I'm like, are you kidding me? So if I do this silly little show, this mom and pop restaurant might stay open later because they're on Travel Channel or Cooking or Food Network. And I was like, okay, that's a good enough reason for me. Cause like I worked for all mom and pop places. And then parents would DM me, like, you want to talk about like come to tears moments. Like, you know, one of them specifically was a dad. He's like, my son is severely autistic and he doesn't eat. We discovered Food Network and we started eating things. And we fell into Man versus Food. He now eats all kinds of food. Wears a Hawaiian shirt like you do for the challenges. And he's eating. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, so some random dad somewhere with his kid, like you, trying to get your kid to eat anything. And this silly little show. And like, and then the other one was like, the shows on those shows are safe. We could go in the kitchen, make dinner, and we feel comfortable our kids watching the show because it's not filthy. There's no cursing. There's nothing sexual.
I watch it with my daughter.
It's safe,
I told you
know,
that.
and it's like, you told me that, and that's like that was really powerful. And I'm sorry I forgot to mention that on stage when we did the show, but that stuff hits home for me, and that was what gave me the longevity and the energy to continue to do it. Quite honestly, because it wasn't the eating part. Like that was the challenge is terrible. It's all terrible.
It's all terrible.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
All of it.
You just unlocked a memory for me.
Oh,
like
nice.
I forgot. I might start crying. No.
Is this about an uncle?
It's
about Nona.
Like you were talking about family moments, and I had to keep that secret between that. No,
it's that you still have the chair.
No, my I still have the chair. It's for me.
She left it to him in her will.
She's like,
you're gonna need this. That little bit.
You're pacing. You're pacing to be me at half my age.
Cut to montage, you know.
It's just, by the way, that chair, like literally, I'm not exaggerating the speed it would go. It'd be like,
They've gotten a lot faster. It's like instead of Chariots of Fire, it's Chariots of a fat kid.
And then it would literally dump her onto her feet. Like it would just, she would just
right into the isotoners or right to the slipper.
She had like barely any physical effort. She had to just do this to get up because it had like dumped her off.
It's it's rough. We're all gonna get there. So that's why we joke about it now because
I was saying the memory on
as dark as it is. There's There's light right now.
The memory you unlocked for me is I did watch like Food Network with my dad growing up because he's very into cooking. But the food shows back then were very different. Like
sure. Justin Wilson, who's the Creole guy? I guarantees. Like,
so like Emerald was starting to, or like Young Can Cook,
Iron Chef.
Young Can Cook.
Young's great, dude.
So what was it? It's like if Young can cook, so can you, right? It was like what's funny because they used to like
PBS style almost.
They would like dumb down their like, oh, these are like world-renowned chefs, and they would dumb down how to cook for people.
They were hilarious.
And
too.
Meanwhile, now if you go back and watch like cooking videos on like TikTok, these are not real chefs. They're trying to elevate. Right. They're like cooking with like Wagyu beef, and they're putting caviar on things, and
it's a lot of hype. There's a lot of people pretending chef out there.
Right. Yeah. So they're trying to go like, look at how fancy I am. I'm using all the French cooking terminology and all that stuff. And the real chefs who actually were trained that way, were dumbing it down for like there was.
Well, they don't have to
opposite.
show because they know it. It's like martial arts. Like you learn how to do martial arts, so you don't ever have to use it. Like you're not out there throwing kicks in the air.
Yeah.
Like put him in a body bag, Johnny. Like you don't need to like show off. And there's a lot of that going on. It's all it's feeding the algorithm, as we were talking about.
People were so dorky about, like, if you liked a cooking show back then, it was a little bit of a dorky thing. It wasn't like as
because it was a trade. Because like you never saw those people. It's like historically in Jersey Shore, like very wealthy people would bring chefs from New York City, the first celebrity chefs, and no one knew who they were. Yeah. They would come from the city in these famous restaurants, and they would cook for people down here because they wanted the same food. And it's just like we put a camera on people, and then we make them famous. It's like the rise of reality TV. I know I'm a part of it, but watching it before I was on it, it's like, oh, this is like I could see it was BS. And then I'm in it, and I'm like, and one of the coolest things is like, we want you to be you. And like, here I am an actor, and it's like, I worked in restaurants. Like I was like, I don't know what that means. Actually, I've never really been, I don't think I've ever been myself, Right. And, it's definitely me, but it's like, it's a TV version.
It's performative.
I get to mug to the camera. Like I'm, and I love that stuff. Yeah. And like, I found a way to be me and also be on TV at the same time. Mm-hmm. But like, it's all a little much, Yeah. It's because it's like, where does it freaking end? I
remember watching like when Emerald like got like that live audience. I remember watching him, and he would do some like he'd put black pepper on something, and the audience would go fucking nuts. Yeah, he'd be like, "We're gonna just put a little black." They'd be like, "Yeah,
bam!"
Oh my god, fuck my wife. I don't care. You can do anything. Like they would
take my family.
They would go insane, and he'd be like salt, and they'd be like, "Yeah."
Well, there's also people in the wings, like, there's an applause sign.
Sure,
go nuts.
Sure.
We want you to go nuts. And there's like hype guys that like walk around, comedians, that are doing that, all that stuff. Like,
yeah. And I would watch these shows. I remember as a kid being like, this is like, I loved food even as a kid.
Still?
But yeah, I like to cook.
You love
yeah. Have you noticed? Have I talked about anything else?
We started eating as soon as I walked in here.
I didn't.
We started with food,
dude. If we came into the studio and they were like, we forgot the cameras and mics, I'd be like, it's fine.
Let's eat a sandwich.
I would be sitting exactly where I am right now, eating a sandwich.
Kahuna could come back and be like, shit, I never hit record, and you'd be like, that's all right.
We'll get it another time.
You know what I like? What I liked about your spin on Man vs. Food, because I would watch Adam Richman too, and I don't know if you're friend. I don't know, but when I would watch
drama.
No. When I would watch him, he always
perfect timing.
Yeah. It always felt like he had a little bit of disdain for the job, like almost like he was too good for it. But then you came in, and then you were just kind of like goofy and corny jokes, and you seemed like you really enjoyed, it seemed like you were like, hey, what a cool gig this is.
I feel the truth has a way of coming out.
Yeah.
Generally in life, and especially in front of a camera, and then especially maybe if you're not happy with what you're doing,
Yeah.
And like for me, it was like, man, Kid in a Candy Shop. Like,
name a better career.
I don't have
right. Like,
I mean,
to me, that sounds like the coolest fucking job in the world.
If you take out the eating challenges, which is like basically the show,
sure.
Like, yes,
traveling and
I
eating,
agree. Like all that stuff, and to be that goofy child. So we're currently pitching a show spinoff, not spinoff, but another food show that like shows the back of the house, shows the work, which is like what I love about it. Real That's stories with people, and like the same goofy person, but like essentially it's Dirty Jobs meets food.
Yeah.
Which is like,
cool.
I love
Yeah.
Mike Rowe. I love what he's done to showcase that world. People actually busting their humps for a paycheck, doing what they love to provide something. And that's the same thing. And my business just happens to be restaurant business. So, and there's, whether it be the hot dog guy on 42nd Street, how he start his day, to the chick who's balancing popcorn on her head in the Philly Stadium who just went viral on TikTok. So, but I appreciate that, because it's like I was having a freaking blast. And like, that was my job. My job is like to, the best part of it was being able to talk to the camera, because like I was the whole time I'm trying to make the camera guy giggle where he shakes the camera, whatever corny stuff I was saying. And, I couldn't. It's a G-rated show, So growing up watching Warner Brothers with tons of innuendo, like there's definitely a wink and a smile throughout it. Like, I say some crazy stuff that might go over somebody's head or a kid's head, or just for fun, and they cut it out accordingly. Very much like this. None of this is going to be in here, but I was having fun.
Don't worry about this.
Trying to make my audience laugh, which was the camera guys and my producer, and then like. And like a wink and a smile, and then, some of it makes it and some of it doesn't. But.
Yeah. You said, before earlier, what you just said, though, is that I do think there's a lot of grumpiness in the food industry, in general.
Right.
Like not TV food.
Yeah.
But like chefs are known for being fucking crazy. Like super
creative.
Type A. Yeah, right. Like, I mean, like it's a thing. Like you go and, head chefs are yelling. It's a high pressure job.
Yeah. And
physically
like,
grueling.
as a chef, because like you're running the entire ship. And I think that's been like the definition that has been lost on social media and TV. Like what is a chef and what's not a chef? People just assume I'm a chef. I'm not a chef. I've never run a kitchen.
Right. People run the kitchen. We're talking about people run the kitchen.
I've been a cook. I can cook. I've worked under chefs. But like I have friends that are chefs. Those are legitimately people that work every day. They do the numbers. They're crunching numbers. They're ordering everything. They're breaking down all the meats and the fish, and like they're doing all the stocks. That's a chef. Like, let's not lose sight of what the definition of someone's job is. Right? Not everyone's a fucking comedian. You could be funny, but doesn't mean you're doing stand-up all the time.
Sure.
Or call yourself that. So it's like, it's great that people are out there doing stuff in the food world. It's just like, let's not pretend to be something we're not.
Right.
Like let's own it. Go do that. Go be a chef. It's just something that rubs me a little bit, like, because I'm not, and I would have people like in the behind the scenes like, oh, well, you're uniquely qualified to be a chef. I'm like, no, I'm not, like, because I've worked in kitchens, I know, like I've worked under chefs. Yeah, it doesn't give me that title. I would take it gladly if I deserved it, but I don't.
When I think of chef, I think he's like a person who's yelling all day.
Pretty much. He's like a drill sergeant. Like someone who's ruling the roost, sees everything all the time at every moment, knows what time it is, knows when the food's going out, is expediting often, or is behind the line. Like there's so many variables to that job. And it's a day in, day out, weekends, holidays, all of it. And those are my friends, because it's like, those are people that I've always been friends with because I've always been in the industry. And so I see them on Sundays and Mondays, or Mondays and Tuesdays when they're not working, Like I'm going to Brazil with my buddy who's a chef who helped me make the wing sauce and like,
awesome.
Yeah. So, it's one of those things. It's like, they work very, very hard. They deserve, all the admiration that they should get. When people come in and pretend to be chefs, it's kind of like that.
When I was younger, there was a small moment where I was like, should I just go to culinary school?
Right. Oh, right.
And I for a second I thought, and then I worked as a waiter, and I was like, oh, this is hard.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
And then I was also like, I don't want to work nights or weekends, and then I became a comic. It's fucking stupid. But it's not nearly as hard.
True.
It still takes your night to weekends, but it's
not hard work.
It's
not hard work.
It's not hard work.
It's not. You're not on your feet that long. You can sit down for 95% of it. So you have to do your 5-minute set or your 20-minute set.
Yeah. You work for the duration of one person's meal.
Right.
Like it's
to add to that the chef thing. It's like also like food critics and like the critiques.
Oh, sure.
That drive me a little crazy too. So
because critics, any kind of critic,
it's like, did you go to that place where they make the thing that you're giving a score to, and like you could either make or break someone's business? You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing.
But they're looking for, specific. I guess now it's clickbait.
1,000%, dude.
They're looking to.
It's reality with a hot poker and it's behind.
Right.
It's like
they're thinking about their own article. They're thinking about what's my write-up look like. They could destroy a restaurant.
Or it's on camera and it's like immediate on social. And it's like, it's one of those things where, these people, and that's another reason that I want to do this other show. It's called Stage, because when you get out of culinary school, you stage for free. You work for free. You work under some chef and you stage. So,
So that's what it sounds like a comedy career.
Totally, exactly.
We've been staging this whole time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't last a year.
Right. I mean, it could be chewy. It could be however long.
Right.
You would stage under someone.
18 years.
Right. Trying to do the thing. And there's like, you put in your fucking time. And so it's like, have you done that? No. And I don't know.
That's why cooking's so much cooler than comedy. They call guest spots staging.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
it's just cooler.
Anything you do, you stage, right? Any career you go after, for the most part, at least the ones that I have, it's like you're putting your time and it's going to suck.
Yeah. It's an internship or it's
an unpaid internship
sure.
to figure out your craft, and you can get either shit on by the best of them or praised by the worst of them, and whatever it is, right? There's opportunity there. It's the people that just insert themselves because they have money,
right,
or they have a platform and they could talk shit about someone else's thing that they work really hard at. I'm not naming any names, but like some of them stand out, and good for them. They may be under the guise of elevating.
I don't mind.
Under the guise of elevating someone's business, they're also beating the ones up that maybe are not in there. You know what I mean? So that drives me a little crazy.
Well, dude, now put
yourself in their shoes. Try to keep a place open.
Oh yeah,
7
for
days
sure.
a week.
I mean, that's critics in general, film
you know?
critics, theater critics, food critics, right?
Yeah.
Like these are people that don't do it, maybe wanted to do it,
sure,
and now they've made a.
They're really good at
living,
critiquing and talking shit about it.
Right.
Like,
They know all the terminology.
Right.
They know the industry.
Just because you have a pizza oven in the back of your house,
right?
An uni pizza you bought online for half price on Facebook Marketplace, doesn't mean you're good at making pizza.
Yeah, some TikTok guys like it's on sale. They're selling out like hotcakes.
Right.
But now
that's my 2 cents.
Speaking of TikTok, now you've also got like food blogger, like just normal people who've made a platform that's also doing that same thing. Someone who knows nothing about fucking food.
Right.
There's
mispronouncing things.
Dude, there's this one guy I watch. I think his name is like Nick. I forget his last name. He's from Connecticut. He's like just this real
Nicky from Connecticut,
thin white dude, and he he hates most of the food he eats.
The Connecticut.
And when he likes food, he just goes, And when he hates food, he's like, dude, this is disgusting. And he opens up, like any burger that gets opened up looks gross, you know? You like open up a burger.
It's like cutting someone's stomach open. It's like, this is disgusting.
It's like sauces and stuff. It's not meant to be opened up. He's like, look at this. Oh, how many pickles are we doing? And he's like fingering the pickles. And you're like, dude, first of all, gross. Secondly, like you are this fucking mom and pop now, you've got like 500,000 followers. This mom and pop now is going to fucking hurt.
Right.
Because because the burger was slightly dry or something like that. Like there was something slightly off with your food.
Right, they're going to be
now
buried.
you're going to destroy them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now this guy who's got a huge following.
Yeah, that's my.
It's like dangerous. And
I don't lose sleep much over anything, and that bothers me the most out of all things. Like
I'd love to
when a
review
sports team
food,
loses,
but I wouldn't
I
want to
could care
shit on
less.
them. Yeah.
When my sports team loses, I don't care. I don't care that much. I played whatever I played. Like I like the sport, whatever. I'm not losing sleep. But when someone is like a bully. When bullying somebody and has a platform to maybe help somebody, that drives me a little crazy. Like if we're kidding, we're kidding, right? We're telling jokes. But when you actually bury a business because to better yourself, I want to see you destroy. I want to destroy you. Yeah,
those are. But again, it's
me.
It's a clickbaity.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I got to get my own followers.
It's for clicks. It's exactly. It's like you're running over somebody else to get first in line for what though?
Yeah,
for what?
Right. Would you read the reviews of your show?
No, and the thing is, I got the show. I was 40 years old when I got Man vs. Food, so I had already been through the ringer. I pursued acting, whatever, multiple times. Left the city multiple times, and I was 40, so I'd already been through it already. I was working as a PA on Food Network shows. It was just coincidence that I got the audition, and that's that story's great. But if I was 20. I would have been probably crushed because as soon as the press release went out, we're filming in Brooklyn. We're at Vinny's Pizza in Brooklyn. There's one in Greenpoint. There's one in Williamsburg, popular place. And the press release goes out that day, and I read it, and they're like, people lost their minds because they're like, what happened to the other host? What do they do to him? Who the fuck is this guy?
What do they do to him?
What did they do? What did he do? What did he do? And it was like the show was off the air for 5 years. Yeah. Like they hadn't made a new episode in 5 years.
Yeah.
And
this one's happy.
Right.
This is bullshit.
This guy's this guy's so why is this guy so happy? Why is he having a good time on TV?
Yeah, because he's 40. He just got a major TV job.
Right. I just was propelled out of obscurity into this whole world where I'm traveling the country and you know.
You know what else was good too? It was like it wasn't one of those I can't watch like where they got to eat the disgusting shit, like the shows where
Andrew Zimmern.
I don't even know who
Remember
I'm
when
talking
he was-
about.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but it would be
Bizarre
like
foods.
they would send you over to India to the Temple of Doom, and you have to like eat monkey brains or whatever.
Yeah, remember that reality show?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah. But you're like, all the food you're eating, it's just everything looks so good. As a pothead, I'm like,
Right.
oh, let's go to Cleveland.
It's all crave worthy because the food. Dude, the thing is, like, what's the best city in the country for food? They're all great cities for food because everyone has their thing. There's tons of tradition, food history in every one of those cities. Different people migrated there and created their
See,
thing.
I liked what Andrew Zimmern did, though, in the sense that it wasn't only gross
Because
stuff.
he's super smart and he's traveling the world.
Yeah,
you know, it's
but
like,
he would
this is
eat
cool.
really cool stuff, and then every once in a while they'd be like, "Here's this gooey weird thing."
Yeah. Like
here's a brain,
and
of something.
and it's gonna crunch when you bite into it.
Yeah, it's gooey. But
I'd be
it'll
like,
crunch.
no thanks.
And then he would eat it, like start gagging. It's
like,
kind of fun. That was pretty entertaining. Like it's or like
Because like he's like a test subject and kind of
Or
so
like
is I.
Anthony
in a lot of ways.
Bourdain too. Like in the sense that like he was being adventurous with what
Yes.
he was
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
whatever
Right,
the fuck
right,
he was
right.
being given.
Sure.
You know, I'm sure they were produced curated moments, but I think he really found himself in these situations where he's like, all right, I guess I'm sitting on the floor and eating with you guys.
Oh, I'm
You know,
eating
like,
what you're eating. This is what we're eating now. Right?
That's
And
pretty fucking cool.
Which is really cool because it's like we're breaking bread. This is the bread we're breaking. And
Yeah.
There was an episode. I think it was either Greece or Italy, and like literally, like he stops, like it's
Anthony
going.
Bourdain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going so well, and then he just loses his mind. You hear he's telling us he's losing his mind because the fisherman or the fisherman chef was throwing frozen octopus into the ocean, and they were pretending to catch them. And he lost his mind. He's like, never in my life, like because they were trying to like this guy out of his own was trying to produce fresh octopus.
I saw him call someone out with truffles once, doing the same thing.
Was it just-
Somebody was like throwing truffles on the floor and be acting like they were.
Oh, we found truffles.
And same thing where he did that. I've seen a lot of Anthony Bourdain.
And he's called BS, which is
which
great.
is fucking. That's also part of the appeal.
Thank
of him
you
was
for calling
he
it
was a
out.
badass, and he would like but he would
It's
just
we almost need him now to continue to do that. Like
to call
like-
people out.
And like, what a nod to him for doing that because there's so much BS.
yeah.
And because not every, so I keep going on this tangent, but like not every restaurant is the greatest restaurant that I went to, and like there's also that element too.
Yeah.
Or it's like my 5 favorite places, and they're all great. Like maybe they're not all great, but
In
like,
any
I want to
given
leave
town,
up to
you're gonna have
you.
some bad. You're gonna have
Leave
more
it up
bad
to the-
restaurants than
But
or
you
mediocre.
wouldn't know
more
that.
mediocre than good ones.
You wouldn't know that watching the show.
Right.
Like I sometimes get that impression with the first dude, but watching you wouldn't know.
But the thing is, like, the food was vetted. It was definitely good. It's just all the foods we crave. So I had it pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
if
know,
I
it's
had to
like-
do a food show, it would be, man, I would lose a lot unless they let you smoke weed. Do they let you? Because if I could take a couple hits of a joint, I feel like
You could do whatever you want.
Popeye with spinach.
You know what I started doing? Like with the hot stuff, I was drinking at the table on the camera. I was drinking tea because tea cuts through heat. I was like, oh, some little old lady in Hoboken was like, you should be drinking tea, and I'm like, okay. And I started and I cut through the heat, and then I started drinking tequila before I had to do the challenge. Calms your nervous system, coats your belly, basically calms your nervous system. So there's no cortisol. Like I'm like, oh, like I have to still, the thing is before I eat, the challenge, I still have to talk to the camera. I have to I have to promote what I'm doing in the moment and then jump in. It's like 3, 2, 1, eat. So like tequila was like, whoa, it was a game changer. There was one dude who was like, he was like, you should drink gin. I'm like, ugh. I'm like just drinking straight gin. So tequila became the thing. And like, if you ever want like a pre-digestif, tequila just comes.
But tequila specifically
is the best.
But versus other, is it just a tequila thing or is it like?
If I was drinking anything else, I'd be drinking. Tequila was more of it was a medicinal thing that worked for me.
But I'm saying, does that affect with other alcohol also work, or is
I think so.
Is there a specific like thing?
I felt like tequila because it's the least depressants of the depressants.
Yes, yeah, right.
If it's not even a depressant.
No, I feel like tequila's the one alcohol that's like an upper.
Yeah.
Like I get like it actually gives you a little burst of energy.
Yeah, I've seen those Mexican dudes in Queens. They're not.
They're drinking. No, it's meth and tequila.
Yeah.
They're drinking meth martinis with tequila in it.
Yeah, they're excited.
They're Mexicans.
Where are you from? I'm in Mexico.
Oh, Ken has a lisp. No. That's.
Oh, this is different. I just Is that
The $100 couch.
is that balsa wood? What is this?
But dude, if the food guy broke a couch, that'd be such a great moment.
Sorry,
versus
Ming.
sofa.
Is that a child or a little dude?
That's Ming.
That's a child.
That's Ming.
That's a kid. It's hard to tell through the blind. Is that a child
I know. That's why I like.
or like
this.
a husky?
Would you ever get like
Kids?
annoyed with the people that would come to cheer you on? Was it ever like
think about imagine like 3 cameras set up and then like 20, however many. Sometimes there was 6 people. Like they had to fill it in depending on what's going on. Like what? Because they have to turn the air conditioning off. So no sound. Think about the sound guy. Sound guy's like, like has his headphones on. He's like, all right, we're good. We'd have to pull plugs on refrigerators and kitchens. So you would get the best sound. So there are places in the summertime, there's no air conditioning. It's super hot. There's one in Staten Island that I literally it was June and it was like 85 degrees in the restaurant. And then, this little fat kid kept getting real close and like, you can do it. I'm like, I need my space.
Little fucking Staten Island Guido.
Yeah,
it's hard enough to eat a bathtub full of nachos. Just back up.
Yeah, I just need my room.
Fucking eat the food already. You're like, you're 7.
I was like,
calm down, kid.
I was hallucinating. I was like, Grandma, is that you? But so there was a point where it was just like, he needs his space. We would do debriefings afterwards. Before I went back to the hotel to pass out for meeting so much, I was like, "Yeah, we just give me a little room because it gets So outside of that, no, it's the hurry up and wait part, which is it's like a lot of waiting around, which is probably the more frustrating thing.
Yeah, not
the people as much because they were there. We were psyched that they were there, and oftentimes it's the restaurant. People that own the restaurant, their friends or their favorite customers, they would invite them to the thing. So it was, it was
it's
all
a moment for
on,
the restaurant. Yeah,
totally. It's all hands on deck. This is a really cool thing that we're doing. We'd love to have you a part of it. And
right.
I champion all that all the time. It's just when the little fat kid gets too close is when I get, because that's me. I'm like, get out of here.
You sure it wasn't Carmelo?
I was just gonna,
Did the little fat kid have a beard?
Me too. And I was like, today I'm the little.
He's like
fat
on his
kid.
knees with sneakers on his knees, like, hi, do it, Casey. You can do it already.
Was he in a forklift chair?
yeah, just slow recliner.
It's like, hi, how'd you get there?
I think the hot stuff I would struggle with for sure.
It's a
the super hot stuff or hot stuff for that long of a period for an hour.
It's like a speed round. It's like speed dating. It's like you eat it as quickly as humanly possible. Yeah, I did it. Great. I'm gonna go.
I would do better with the abundance of. I'm not saying I'd win, but I would do better. I think with the abundance of food challenges than I would with the hot challenges. I think that would destroy me.
I know I meant, but the ice cream challenges, I would be
Are
like,
you
there's
laughing?
no way. No, I'm not.
I'm
but
with
just,
you in that
just
sugar.
the brain freeze and
dessert,
the sugar rush.
Dessert food challenge
And
sounds like a nightmare. Yeah.
You won. I never saw you lose one.
Yeah, ice
it
cream.
was like watching the Harlem Globetrotters and ice cream was the generals. And I'd be like, they're due one. They got to win one. Yeah.
I had to, we were in San Antonio, Texas, and I had to eat a 3-pound cinnamon bun, right?
Oh.
And I did it. I'm not ruining anything. The show's been out for a while, so no spoilers here. But because of the icing and how much sugar there was, that was probably the one time that I remember. Plus, it was hot. I literally walked the streets for 3 hours because I was so cracked out on sugar. Yeah. And that happens. Sugar thing.
That would be my concern.
It's like general food, okay, right? And it's but hot stuff, oof. It's like I'm drinking milkshakes until I, feel better. But it was
it's always dessert that puts you over.
Oh, sugar,
when you think about those really heavy meals that you will eat in your life, sometimes like a Thanksgiving meal, it's because you feel sick because you have pie at the end. Yeah, any day at my house. But if it's regular, if it's savory food, I might feel really full to the point of a little nauseous. But it's the dessert that puts you over to the
It was a lot of cinnamon. It's and then I literally walked the streets and there's a canal system there. So I was walking forever, kind of hallucinating. I was the kind of little, it's like if you ever had too much, if you ever had Brazilian meats, you ever go eat
like
Brazilian
the meat
food?
sweats?
Yeah. Like a steakhouse.
Steakhouse, your ankles are swelling.
The little red and green.
Right, they bring you more. It's bring me more. I'm going to Brazil, so I'm going to be experiencing that full throttle. But
I didn't know if that was an actual Brazilian thing or that's just a Brazilian American
barbecue
thing. Yeah, the idea of those kind of restaurants.
No, they exist everywhere.
Churrascaria, right? Is that really a culture? Because sometimes in New York you have everything. You think like you know a certain food. Like I thought I knew what like Peruvian food was because it's a little hole in the wall Peruvian American places. And then I went to Peru and I was like, oh, that's very different food.
They made him eat a guinea pig.
No, that's the thing. They didn't make me eat anything. I wanted to eat a guinea pig.
You ate a little guinea pig?
I ate more than one. I ate more than one guinea pig.
How'd they cook it?
He's like, I'm a guinea, you're a guinea.
I'm a guinea.
I'm a guinea and a pig.
I'm a guinea and a pig.
I'm a guinea and a pig.
We're the same. We're the same.
Yeah, same. I'm just gonna eat you.
The first time I went,
you ate a little Francis, the guinea pig.
Just a little hamster and a wife beater,
a fat hamster and a wife beater,
and a recliner chair.
Sauce stain on his
a gold chain, like a little crucifix.
The first time I had guinea pig in that trip was at a really good restaurant. Yeah. So it was more like it was presented as a dish, like it was almost like a pulled pork kind of taste.
No bones.
Really good. What's that?
No bones in it.
No bones. It was just the meat. It was like the way you would get pork, like a pulled pork type of thing.
Yeah,
It was at different sides and all this stuff. Right. And but then, so that was in Lima, which is like their prime big city, and then I think like most of the population of Peru lives in Lima.
Yeah.
And then I went to Cusco, which is like the closest city to Machu Picchu, and because we were filming this thing, we were filming these indigenous women, like 3 generations, like grandmother, mother, kid.
Oh, cool.
Not kid, but like the youngest was like maybe a teenager, and we were filming them, and the hospitality was like, we're gonna cook for you, like that was just there, like they're they're gonna cook for you. And we were in the heat. We all had altitude sickness, as you get when you fly there, because you just all of a sudden you're in this elevated area. So we were all nauseous. It was so hot. And none of us wanted to eat anything. We just wanted water. And they present us with this, I swear it was I'll find the picture for you on my phone. Half a guinea pig, like split this way. Like just with a little fucking paw. Half a guinea pig, little piece of cheese, little potato, and that like Peruvian starchy corn. That they have like this big thick corn there. Have you been to Peru?
No. But I've eaten
Peruvian. So there's like this like corn that they have there. It's like potato-y corn. It's like super starchy.
Yeah.
So everything's really sort of heavy on this plate. Simple though,
it's like
simple preparation.
Indigenous Peruvian corn.
Yeah. And then it's like a little big potato and a little block of like cheese. It's almost like a feta cheese, but it's like a local cheese they make. Anyway, fucking half a guinea pig, and I'm like, they hand it to us. We got gear on, like I'm a camera guy. I got a monitor because I'm directing the thing. I'm like hanging on my neck, and I got this thing, and then they're giving you hot coca leaf, cocaine leaf tea for the altitude sickness, because it sort of like evens things out. And it's also like drinking 7 cups of coffee, for obvious reasons. So I'm like, hot cup of tea, half a fucking dead animal on my plate. And I'm like, and I liked the guinea pig I had earlier in the week.
Yeah, the Lima pig was good, but this altitude pig, not so good.
Well, the Lima pig was meat. This was an animal. Right. You know what I mean? This was like the paw was still on him. And I saw her roasting them on a fucking spit. Like I saw them, and it was just like, spear through the ass, out the mouth, like 7 of them lined up, like rotating over.
It's just efficiency. That's how you have to
cook
them.
Yeah.
They didn't give it to them on a plate. They put it in one of those little hamster balls.
Yeah.
That's how you roll the meat off of it. You roll it around, the meat falls off the bone. So is the Peruvian Tourism Bureau going to like cancel this episode or somehow call you and like send you a fine for flights to Peru tumble or or plummet?
I almost got stuck there because it was like it was right at the pandemic starting, like right that same week in March where they decided we're going to shut down, like we're not having March Madness this year.
Yeah,
that we were there, and so I almost got stuck there, and I was like, I'm going to be eating guinea pig all week. This could be a little rough. And it's not that it was bad. It was just like nauseous.
Aesthetically, you're looking at the thing, you already feel sick, and you're eating cocaine water. It's like it's hot cocaine water. It's tough, and you're imagine it was gorgeous, right?
Right.
Everyone's wearing a traditional garb. And
everything is beautiful. I mean, we were like in
the
Sacred Valley. There's just like alpacas walking down the side of the road. It was an incredible fucking experience. Yeah. And again, like a fan of like and
the one story you tell is
I'm gonna get in it. I'm gonna go. But we were also fucking working and tired and sweating and I'm just like gagging eating this guinea pig, which by the way I remember it tastes good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Sure,
it was roasted.
It just looked crazy.
Yeah, it just looked like half a fucking dead
What I
animal
appreciate is the one takeaway in the story that you share about this amazing experience is this skewered guinea pig that was aesthetically unpleasing.
Mouth, yeah.
Well, but these are stories that we.
Well, what it was is like when we walked in, I saw them roasting them, when we walked into their like little house, their backyard, I saw her roasting them. I'm like, she's gonna try to feed us those. I like knew. I was like, I feel like because they knew we were like obviously there was a scheduled.
I knew you were coming.
They knew you were coming. We had a crew, and they were like, and I just walked in like, this is like, you know, like I said, like growing up watching like Anthony Bourdain and stuff. I'm like, this would be a dream of mine. I'm like, but in the condition I'm in right now, this is a fucking nightmare. This is like something I would have looked forward to my whole life doing.
Right.
And then in this moment, it was not the time for it. And I was like, oh God, they're gonna try to fucking feed us these, and I can't be rude. I can't say no.
No, you're the guy directing the thing.
So I'm ripping.
You're like Hefe.
No forks,
You're like in charge. You're the guy.
No forks, by the way. I was like tearing out of the animal's rib cage.
And they got little baby ribs, I imagine, right?
Yeah, little tiny ribs. And like, and she's
like, you know, Iggy.
We have a translator there, and she's like, she asks you if it's good. I'm like, oh, it's so good. Tell her it's so good.
You know,
and I'm like, hot.
When you're watching a show, for instance, if that was being filmed, you wouldn't see any of that stuff unless it's like a real reality show. But it's a food show. You never see what's like what it takes to get to where you are, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You're like, oh, you went to Peru, must have been amazing. It's like someone actually said to me this morning.
It was, but
like watching my things I'm doing on social. Like someone that's in my building was watching whatever I'm doing. It's like, wow, you look like you're just always having so much fun. I'm like, yeah, you know, there's other things that come with that though. You know, it's like,
right.
You know, it's like trying to get the work to do the thing, and you know, like the before and after. You know, like what you're seeing is just an elevated version of all of it. You know, like you're not seeing the gritty part of it, or you know, the low part of the low. You know, you're seeing the high. You know, so there is the ebb and flow to all that stuff. You taking calls?
See a little paw?
Oh, my little foot! Look at it's kicking the potato. Just a natural soccer player.
Yeah.
I guess,
Was there like a little boy crying? Like, what'd you do to Pookie?
Which, by the way, is
this
like,
fat American, you got to kill my pet?
Is that its face? It looks,
no, I think the head's cut off.
It looks
there.
like an Ewok with a hood on. See
I think the head was cut off before serving it to us. Like they were cooking the whole thing, and then I think they just
that's the club foot. Stuck in a potato. But it was crunchy though, right? Was there any sauce with it?
No, there was no sauce.
Did you have Casey Webb's
I would have
Inferno
needed
hot
so
sauce?
much sauce.
Did you have Casey Webb's Inferno hot sauce?
This was not an even seasoned thing. This was just like on the fire. This is like an indigenous meal.
Fire roasted.
This is just like fire
salt.
roasted.
Maybe salt.
Yeah. And there we are, just fucking picking at this thing, and the whole crew's eating. But
and you want to give your kid McDonald's? Jeez.
Yeah, over a guinea pig. Yeah.
I want to be clear about something. I offered McDonald's to my kid because I wanted McDonald's that day.
Of course.
Be very clear about this, all right? Because I had an impulse. I'm the kind of person that, remember before I said I'll like research food all week?
Yeah.
If then I finally get to that day and we're going to that restaurant, but it's like we're eating, let's say at 8, it's 4 o'clock, and I pass like a Chick-fil-A, I might get something before that dinner. Like, because I'm just impulsive about food.
Sure.
Like I might eat it's again going back to the days of my grandmother feeding me before dinner. I'm like, maybe I'll get a little, I'll rationalize it. I'm like, a little chicken sandwich. Not fucking fried chicken.
I make the mistake of going shopping for food when I'm hungry, which is I do it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I do it.
Same.
I know that it's a problem. Like, I should probably eat before I go to the thing, because then you're buying way more food than you actually need.
Try going hungry and stoned.
Right.
Yeah. I come back and my wife's like, why'd you get off? I'm like, you're the one that sent me out.
Don't
you
send
knew
me.
I was high. This is your fault.
You bought a pork shoulder, a bag of chips, this disparate fucking block of cheese.
I didn't
it was
put
on
Frankenberry
sale.
on the list. What's wrong with you?
You get a party bag of potato chips, 60 bags, and it's like, what are you doing with this? It was on sale, babe. Yeah, the things you do when you're high, or the things you do when you're definitely inebriated, or when you're hungry, it's all kind of the same thing. You know, it's like it's an unrational.
When you're
feeling.
Drunk, all bets are off.
Yeah.
I can still be discerning.
Right.
But
yeah. You're a little smarter about it. Like you spend a little more time with it.
Well, how about the ravenous? Like, do you have like ravenous post stand-up show meal? Like sometimes you don't want to eat before you go on, so then you're fucking. And especially if you've had a great, or even if you had a bad show, because then you're eating your feelings. But especially if you've had a great show, you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go enjoy a nice fucking meal right now, and it's like midnight. You're just like
anything like before I came here, I didn't eat. Like any performance, anything like would be on stage, in front of camera. Like I never eat. I can't because I'm too like I need the energy. I need the energy to focus. Otherwise, carbohydrates will bury you.
Yeah.
Carbohydrates, you're in a fucking
the food coma sets in.
I remember like
I've made the mistake.
I remember like blackout drunk, like going home and then like waking up and like going to the kitchen and then the place is a mess and I'm like, dude, who like blaming my roommate for like eating all the food, making a mess, and I realized I live alone. I don't actually have a roommate. That was me who did all of it. I was like, son of a bitch, you ate all the fucking pizza, and it was like, oh, it was you, stupid. I was like, oh.
Keep on going back into the fridge.
Yeah, it's like eating out of the fridge.
Yeah.
You ever eat out of the fridge? Like literally just have a meal. At the fridge.
Yeah.
Like you make a sandwich.
I still do it. I used to do it because I was drunk. Now I do it because I'm hiding food from my daughter.
Because you had like the door hides, like she's in the other room, and you're like, yeah, like. You know what's funny? Because like it's just me and him, like in the house, and like he'll hear me getting into something, and like plastic is like if you go into
sounds
like
a treat bag or something.
Treat bag. He'll like
my dog can do the same thing.
Runs to the kitchen, he stands there waiting. I'm like, you son of a bitch. I try to be like real quiet. He's like asleep, and I'm trying to like see. Look, he knows.
Our dog is she's like 15 years old.
Oh.
All she does is
perfect age.
She sleeps like 19 hours a day. But if I go into the fridge and crinkle anything, like if I try opening up a Baby Bell cheese, it's like shit.
It's the loudest.
How did you get here? Yeah. And I'm like doing it like inside.
There's so much wrapper for such a little cheese.
I know.
Well, it's like a tight wrap on a Baby Bell too. Why is it so tight? There's wax on the inside. It's protected.
It's fine.
Do we have to shrink wrap the fucking thing?
They should put in a little.
Baby Bell's one of the most aggravating packaging.
Yeah, I do love them. They are delicious.
It's worth it.
Once you get in there,
it's like trying to eat crab. It's like the crabs of cheese.
It's like lobster.
The reward of getting in the claw, right?
It's so much work.
What is Baby Bell cheese, by the way? Like, what kind of cheese is that? Is this its own creation?
Cow's cheese. It's cow.
Yeah, but like it's not like a different
soft cow.
It's not like it's not like a mozzarella. It's
they have different. You got
like the classic Baby Bell. They have other ones now.
Oh, the red,
like that red one. It's like its own thing.
They make more than one kind.
Yeah,
they do.
They're up to like 3 or 4 now.
Oh. They make ones that have real cheese names on them now.
Look at
Baby Bell cheese is just Baby Bell cheese.
It's just cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, milk cultured cheese.
Right.
Cow milk Yeah, it's just cow.
Yeah.
As far as I know, it's just like a soft cow's cheese. Right, buddy? Stay in the cows.
Your dog is like, this fucking episode's boring.
Dude, what are you guys talking about?
He's like, all this dude does is talk about food.
He's like, feed me again. You want some meat, buddy? I'll give you a little something. You want a piece of bacon?
Oh.
I'm going to give you some bread. Here's some bread.
I want to, so with my rescue dog,
yeah.
I badly want to get a second dog.
Yeah.
But my wife is like, she's 15. She's an old queen. Like, why are we going to aggravate her at the end?
Piss her off.
She doesn't do anything. All she does is sleep. So now I just.
Could you imagine if you were on your deathbed and your wife's like, I'm going to get a new husband?
Yeah.
That's because for a dog, that's what it feels like. Dogs love you so fucking unconditionally.
Oh, yeah.
That would just be like,
you're replacing her. She's like, I already know the writing's on the wall. I know only have days left.
But now I feed her.
It's almost too late. Do you feed her cheese?
I feed her a shitload of bacon. I'm like, all right. We'll just, maybe we can speed the process up just a little.
But I'm afraid with the bacon with him, it's going to go.
And the dog's like
right through him.
Aren't you Jewish? You eating bacon?
He's like, no, I practice once a year.
It's cool. I fast. God lets me do whatever I want. I fast once a year.
Casey, thank you so much.
Because he doesn't see through that.
No, he doesn't. The veil of bacon. He's not looking in that kitchen where they're cooking bacon.
No. And also, which God is the real one? We don't even know. We don't even know which God, because there's many different gods. Right? Your God is not my God. That's what I've decided. Casey, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys.
The show. Let's plug the hot sauce one more time.
Yeah.
Casey Webb's
This is
Inferno.
fucking delicious. But we're all kidding aside. This is a delicious fucking hot sauce. This is like what I love in a hot sauce. Like it's like hearty. It's like a nice thick one. It's got like little
we
pepper.
Still talking about hot sauce?
Yeah. It's like a nice thick mouthful.
When it's spicy on the lips.
It's nothing like when it hits the back of your throat before you're ready.
Keep going. Yeah, I wanted to make something that
hot
was...
sauce with a hand on the back of my head.
How do you like a hot sauce? With a hand on the back of my head over the bottle?
Yeah.
I wanted to make something that was palatable for everybody and made in New Jersey. And so small batch. This year we're doing like quadruple the amount. So we're grown locally here. Casola Farms. And yeah, looking forward to we're doing a Thai chili crunch. I brought back a Thai chili from Thailand and I seeded it with my buddy Chris Mumford, who's a chef and a farmer. And so that's coming up this season, doing hot honey.
I love a chili crunch.
Chili crunch is great.
I fucking love that.
Ferment and dehydrate and then throw it in the mix with like nuts and other seeds and stuff.
Nice.
And oil. And then, we're doing, we got the wing sauce. So yeah, it's just kind of a very small batch for now. I didn't want to just slap my name on a brand and throw it out there and
how can people get
the check. You know what? It's a good question. Like social media is I am Husky for life. You can reach out to me, DM. I'll drive it to your house for now because there's only like 100 bottles left. Of this legit small batch. So I'll probably keep a dozen of them for myself until October. We're gonna really push the next round. So this was kind of a test, and it's been going great. And it's just kind of been fun to, provide something.
Awesome.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for trying it.
Delicious.
Yeah. Thank you, Crust.
Yeah.
Right? Thank you for bringing Crust.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go see Anthony at Crust. I'd ask him again. I was
Freehold?
like, Freehold. Route 9. Crust Cafe with a K. I asked him. I was like, I've been in there so many times, but I never asked his name. So he was like, it's Anthony. Have you ever met somebody that makes bread not named Anthony?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And I was like, I don't think I've ever met someone that makes bread.
Especially Salmonella. Salmonella bread.
Seminology.
That's the meat bread, I think.
Meat bread.
Salmonella bread.
Iggy, say hello. Say goodbye, buddy.
Iggy, can you do a sign off?
I've never met someone less impressed to be on a show.
He's camera shy. Come here, buddy.
Iggy's like, you used to be on actual television. What's these podcasts?
This is kind of like that.
That's the thing. The dog is like, this is not a big enough op for me.
Come on.
This is.
Say what you want to say.
Yeah.
He's got. I should probably put underpants on. He's got a pretty big hammer.
I said that before
How'd
and
you
everybody jumped on me.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
About his hammer?
Yeah.
It's funny. Before I got him fixed, I actually
It
met
was
him.
the way you said it.
I was like, Casey's dog's got a hog. Like, you can't even not notice it.
Well, now you
I
do.
was good
now,
for him. It's not
can see
proportionate.
So before, because you have to get them fixed when you steal a dog from when you adopt a dog. So he had big huevos. They're big.
Yeah.
Like for a small dog, I was like, whoa.
That's what I said. It's
He's
so
got
disproportionate.
big dog energy.
You got big dog energy.
Yeah.
Right, buddy?
Yeah.
Look at the face.
Well, congratulations on your hot
Thank you, guys.
sauce, Iggy.
Appreciate
Congratulations on your hog.
Yay.
It's a bit too much.
We're promoting hogs and hot sauce.
No one's ever said that to me. It's a bit too much podcast and all the socials. Like, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.